Flooding is starting to become a major concern for Florida's Gulf Coast communities as Hurricane Helene inches closer to the state. This is new video out of Lee County of floodwaters crossing the road, and drivers are still traveling through it. And take a look at this live feed at Tampa Bay's now closed Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Police are stationed at the end of the bridge to stop traffic from crossing over. We've been watching cars get thrashed by the waves from Hurricane Helene. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest update on a now Category 4 Hurricane Helene. I'm Jack Meyer. The National Weather Service just released its 8 o'clock update on the storm. Let's get right over to UF forecaster Matthew Clark in the weather studio. Matthew, a nighttime landfall of Hurricane Helene is a dangerous scenario for many Florida residents.
Yeah, a daytime scenario is bad as is, so at night it's even worse. As of 6:20 p.m. tonight, it was upgraded to a Category 4 hurricane, reaching winds up to 130 miles per hour. Very strong Category 4 storm, still intensifying as it has yet to even start to make its way towards landfall. Going to start to see landfall here in the next couple of hours. By Friday morning, it's up in Georgia and moving its way out.
Hurricane Milton has made landfall and is moving across central Florida, bringing with it torrential rain, strong winds, and destructive storm surge. Band after band of heavy rain is moving through north central Florida. Parts of the area are under flash flood warnings tonight. Hurricane Milton roared ashore around 8:30 tonight near Siesta Key as a powerful Category 3 storm. This is a special 11 o'clock edition of WUFT News. I'm Alex Land.
And I'm Juan Carlos Chowie. Wind and heavy rainfall are creating catastrophic conditions across the Tampa area with an increasing risk of life-threatening flash flooding. We begin our coverage with Leigh Waldman in Tampa with the destruction of Milton is leaving behind. As we said, Milton did make landfall just around 2.5 hours ago. It's really wreaking devastation.
Yeah, even outside the studio, we've been seeing rain coming down all day. Matt, can you tell us more of what we can be expecting coming up?
Yeah, so it made landfall at 8:30 in Siesta Key. It's going to start to make its way further to the north-northeast at around 15 miles per hour. I'm going to work my way over to the wall here. It's over Hardy County right now as a Category 2 storm. It's expected to move its way almost parallel the I-4 corridor with winds up to 105 miles per hour. Still a strong Category 1 storm as it makes its way off into the Atlantic coast before eventually just tailing off into the Atlantic.
We're seeing more damage reports coming in from Hurricane Milton and the tornadoes spawned from the storm. This is the aftermath of a tornado earlier today in Port St. Lucie. The area also suffered fallen structures, power lines, trees, and street signs littering the streets. Emergency response teams are stationed across the roads to ensure people stay off the roads as cleanup crews work to clear hazards and debris. This is cell phone footage taken from one of these tornadoes over in Wellington. That's in Palm Beach County. You can just see the sheer amount of power Milton is producing across the state and why it's important to stay cautious of these tornado formations, even though you might not be in the storm's direct line of sight. More than 9 inches of rain have fallen in only 3 hours as Hurricane Milton's over the Tampa Bay area. This represents more than 1 in 1,000 rainfall for St. Petersburg. The National Weather Service is warning that major flash flooding is ongoing and will have life-threatening impacts.
Let's see how the presidential race is looking right now. Here you can see that many states have called the race in favor of a candidate, with former President Donald Trump holding a lead over Vice President Kamala Harris.
Okay, we're taking a look at the map right here and to Alachua County, who's going to prevail as they head to the sheriff's office. We're going to go over some of the election results right now. Emery Gainey has 46% with 62,007 votes. Chad Scott has 46% with 62,460 votes. And Pamela Marshall has 6% with 8,459 votes. Let's turn to WUFT reporter Tanya Fedak, who is live in Gainesville at a watch party for local Democrats. Tanya?
People are starting to file out of the local Democratic watch party, but we've still got Cameron, Isana, and Sarissa here. So tell me, you guys, as the night's going on and these numbers are coming in, how are you feeling?
Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, city leaders met today to discuss a top priority for the city. We share the latest from the meeting.
Plus, students and parents in Alachua County, there's a new superintendent in charge. We have the details.
And we tell you what you need to know when it comes to insurance claims after the hurricane. First at 5 starts right now. The city of Gainesville is hearing residents out on what they think would improve the community. I'm Kirsten Maselka.
And I'm Nick Diaz. One of the biggest requests community leaders made at the meeting was a makeover for Citizens Field, a staple of the city of Gainesville. WFT's Madison Ginsburg joins us live with what community members have to say.
The Gainesville City Commission met and opened the floor up for people to make local requests. The first request on the agenda, asking for financial support to revitalize Citizens Field.
The Alachua County Public Schools Superintendent was decided by unanimous vote last night. Dr. Kamala Patton, a veteran in Florida education, was voted in as interim superintendent during the school board meeting. Patton will step in as the district conducts a national search for a permanent replacement. Board and community members say they are ready to watch Patton continue her great work.
She is so excited about joining this district. She wants to collaborate with parents, with staff members, with teachers, with administrators, and really with the broader community.
Board members say she wants to build on the success of the school district. Patton will be making $19,500 per month as superintendent. She will start her role next Monday.
A little over a month after Hurricane Milton made landfall, recovery efforts are still underway as insurance claims related to storm damage continue to be closed. Florida's Office of Insurance Regulation released new data showing over half of Milton-related insurance claims have been closed. As of November 12th, more than 285,000 claims have been filed in the state in the wake of Hurricane Milton. That number comes in response to the state estimated $3 billion in damage to issued property. While the hurricane was severe, Florida's chief financial officer recognizes that it could have been much worse.
The carriers, I think they all collectively in Florida are breathing a sigh of relief. They know that this storm season could have been a whole heck of a lot worse if this Milton would have made more of a direct hit into Tampa Bay.
If your claim from hurricane season has not been closed, it's important to stay patient as insurance carriers work to resolve the remaining claims.
Taking a look at our beautiful Paynes Prairie traffic cam, we can see an almost endless sea of cloudy skies ahead. And these skies may be joined with some light rain as we approach the end of the week. WUFT's Matthew Clark joins us now with the weather forecast. President-elect Trump is back at his Mar-a-Lago estate after shaking up Washington with his cabinet picks. He's elected U.S. Congressman Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. Gaetz faced a lengthy federal criminal investigation for alleged sex trafficking, but prosecutors ultimately closed the case without charges. Some Republicans argue Trump has a mandate. Others join Democrats in raising deep concerns. He's selected Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. Gabbard is a former House Democrat turned Trump ally who would advise the president on the government's most closely guarded secrets. She has been a vocal critic of U.S. intelligence assessments. All eyes now are on the Senate as a new majority leader navigates confirmations.
A woman in Marion County is dead after a fatal car crash last night. She was walking down County Road 25 when a van collided directly into the woman. She was knocked over onto the ground and was killed on impact. And in Alachua County, a school bus was made the victim of a hit and run late yesterday by a gray Tahoe. Even though the bus's lights and stop signs were activated, 3 students were inside the bus at the time. When the bus was at a full stop, the SUV was swerving between lanes when it came hurtling into the back of it. No one was hurt in the hit and run, and there was some minor damage to the bus. The car sped off. The bus driver did not get a license plate number.
Alachua County officials released plans to make roads safer for both drivers and pedestrians. The county launched 2 new plans to improve road safety, a bike pedestrian master plan and a Safe Streets and Roads action plan. The community was invited to an open house at the Harn Museum of Art to talk more about these initiatives. Residents gave feedback on current road conditions and suggested improvements. Alachua County Transportation Manager Allison Moss says community input is crucial for plans like this.
There is also, however, an expertise that the community has that can't really be replaced. So people who walk, bike, drive within the county, they have very firsthand, detailed knowledge of the conditions in the county, and so we're looking to supplement that and hopefully create plans that are a reflection of their wishes.
The county will then compile data from both residents and hired consultants to evaluate the open houses.
It's National Seatbelt Awareness Day, and Citrus County Sheriff's Office says that buckling up is the single most effective way to protect yourself in a crash. They say that in 2022, about 25,000 people were killed in car accidents. 50% of those people were not wearing a seatbelt. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Admission, seatbelts save about 15,000 lives every year. Law enforcement reminds you that the lap band across your waist, the shoulder belt should be in the middle of your chest and away from your neck, and to never put the shoulder belt behind you. Alachua County is starting to bring healthcare directly to its residents. The Alachua County's new mobile integrated healthcare team will be on the streets helping those in need. The team will bring community health services, including post-emergency interventions, substance abuse management, emotional support, and more. The team's future goal is to partner with local hospitals to expand chronic disease management for both adults and children.
Coming up on WFT's First at 5, a new chief of police to be sworn into the Gainesville Police Department tonight.
Plus, a major accident leaves 2 Palm Beach County deputies dead and a third fighting for his life.
And expect some early winter weather going on into the holiday season. First at 5 starts right now. Gainesville's first Hispanic chief of police is being sworn in today. Welcome to WFT's First at 5. I'm Kirsten Maselka.
And I'm Nick Diaz. WFT's Charlize Ramos is live at Gainesville City Hall to tell us more about the new police chief.
Nelson Moya is no stranger to the job with more than 30 years of experience. He served as the interim police chief and also as the assistant chief.
The city of Gainesville is enacting its cold night shelter program after temperatures are slated to drop below 45 degrees tonight. City officials anticipate dangerously cold conditions up until the 25th.
Important that we want to be able to lend a hand to individuals to get out of the cold, and this is a program that is a valuable resource to our community, especially when the weather is this nippy.
The 2 locations for cold night shelters are St. Francis House and Grace Marketplace. Each house provides temporary shelter for either families or individuals. The program normally runs from November to March, and shelters are expected to stay open until overnight low temperatures rise above 45 degrees.
This drop into colder temperatures is already starting to affect us over here in Gainesville. WUFT's Matthew Clark joins us now to see how this chilly winter season is going to shape up as we approach the weekend.
2 Palm Beach County deputies are dead and a third is seriously injured after a major crash on Southern Boulevard. The deputies were riding down the highway with their department-issued motorcycles when they were hit by an SUV. The injured deputy was airlifted from the scene to a hospital in West Palm Beach. Florida Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of the collision. Little is known at this time on why the crash occurred.
Former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz announced his withdrawal from consideration for Attorney General amidst sexual misconduct allegations. Several Republican senators expressed concerns about the Gaetz nomination. Gaetz was on Capitol Hill yesterday with Vice President-elect J.D. Vance to gain support from senators confirming nominees.
The message from this current nomination being pulled is that we are taking our job seriously and we will continue to do so.
House Democrats are pushing for the release of the Ethics Committee report pertaining to the sexual assault allegations against Gaetz, despite his withdrawal.
Marion County Sheriff's Office is on the lookout for 2 thieves who stole from an elderly woman, not out of her purse, but through an ATM. Here are surveillance camera screenshots from the Walmart on Bahia Avenue of the 2 people involved in the theft. The victim was using a self-checkout machine when the woman distracted the victim. Using this distraction, her partner was able to read the victim's PIN number from the machine. The duo cashed out over $900 from the victim's account. Call the Crime Stoppers of Marion County if you have any information on their whereabouts.
Second Amendment groups have long campaigned for a Florida open carry law, but the legislature has never passed the bill. New Senate President Ben Alberton has showed pushback against allowing openly carried guns in the Sunshine State, aligning with law enforcement officials. He expects this year's legislature to do the same.
Senators, they file bills all the time about various issues. If a bill gets filed that deals with that, then we'll take a close look at it, see what the implications are. But at the end of the day, it's due real caution.
Floridians can carry concealed weapons, but lawmakers have stopped at allowing open carry firearms. Florida's 2025 legislative session starts in March.
The city of Gainesville has received an $800,000 federal grant to improve roadway safety from the U.S. Department of Transportation. The grant was based on Gainesville's Vision Zero Action Plan, which included data on Gainesville crash severity and type. The city says the funds will be used to improve stretches of road with little to no street lighting, especially those with high pedestrian activity. Experts project that federal grants, along with local funds awarded to UF and Alachua County, will total $3 million towards traffic safety.
Thanks for joining us. We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on at WFT.org and on all our social media platforms. Have a good night.